Okay, guys, I think Marnie was wanting to, can everybody hear me?
I can.
Okay, perfect. So we can do a couple different things today. We can go over some things on VAX and then, or we can do Vacation Express. Does anybody have a preference? We can get into Vacation Express and do, I can show you guys kind of how to do a booking through them. If you guys are, work with Vacation Express a little bit more, or we can do VAX, and Apple's one of my preferred vendors. I like them a lot, and we can do that too. So does anybody have a preference on which one we want to touch base on first?
Well, I've done most of my mock bookings on VAX, and I don't really understand Vacation Express as well. So maybe that one.
Okay, so let's do that. I was actually pricing some stuff for a client yesterday on Vacation Express, so we can use that. So Vacation Express, if you guys aren't familiar with them, they're very similar to VAX in the aspect of different Caribbean islands and Mexico. You do sign up with them. You can just go into standard Vacation Express. You have a sign in at the very bottom. It will ask you if you haven't registered with them, you can register them with them as an agent. And then every time you would go into them, you would log in or sign in. And it's going to take you to your login page. That's mine there. You just log into them. This is the first screen you're going to see when you log into Vacation Express. This is where you're going to find all your info. So you have travel agent homepage, which kind of gives you some insight to some of the stuff that you may need to know. If you're going to do a new booking, this is where you're going to go for that. If you have reservations that you've already made with them, you can click on, it needs to work here, but you can click on My Reservations. You can build there's My Reservations. I have something being held. This is future reservations. It does not include past reservations because I've got 2 past reservations with them. So it doesn't include that. It does only include your future reservations. You can edit your profile with them and manage your email subscriptions if you get emails from some of the resorts, etc. So you can click on trip insurance if you have questions about what their policies cover, terms and conditions. They have a price matching system, which actually I tried to do yesterday. They would not price match because I had 2 separate airlines. It was a Delta on the outbound with an American on the return. But they do give you all the information on how to send off a price match if you want them to price match something. Reduced deposit plan and hotel cancellation chart. So if you have somebody that says, hey, what's my cancellation with XYZ hotel? You have it right here at your fingertips with them. So you don't have to call the hotel. You don't have to call VE, what they call VE or Vacation Express. So huge information right there. Nexus is their ground carrier. So Nexus is the one that does all of their transfers to and from the hotel or any extra excursions. So you can find out Nexus information here. Air search, if you wanted to see what, how they walk you through how to do an air search. So great information there. Scheduled air assistance, if you have somebody on, say, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, United, there's some assistance numbers on how to get a hold of somebody via email. They're very good. Vacation Express is very, very good about having a support staff for you, agent support staff. So you have different emails for people that are in travel destinations. So say maybe they're in Mexico and they're having issues in Mexico. And then of course, pre-travel and post-travel. So excellent information there. We do have information on charter flights. So depending on what city you have clients leaving from, they may have a charter flight that's usually always less expensive than scheduled air. So these do come as PDFs. You can open those up, print them out, and keep them at your fingertips if that's something of interest to you. Agent reduced air, big deal here. You can get agent reduced air to their destinations with a max of a companion rate. It tells you how to go about that. You can get Cancun from $235. Notice the asterisk. So there are some stipulations with that. And then Punta Cana from $316. Notice the asterisk there. So this gives you the dates and the different cities that they're offering the discounted air. So if you can fly out of Cincinnati, here's the dates that's available for that, or Pittsburgh, and then there's the dates. It does tell you you do have to call the 800 number to book the agent air. So don't try to look for it here on this site. You do have to follow some of their restrictions and on how to book that. Charter air online check-in. If you book something with VE and book it via charter, this is how your clients are going to online check-in, or how you can check in for them online. Agent benefits.
How do you go to that page?
Which one? The one that we're
you're
on?
Yeah.
It's just vacationexpress.com, and then you have to log in. You have to sign in as an agent. And if you don't have a sign in with them, you just register with them, and it's instant.
And it's on a homepage, right?
No, it's just vacationexpress.com. And then you would sign up as an agent with them if you haven't already registered with them. And it's instant. You don't have to wait for a authorization from Archer. You can automatically go in and start looking at all their stuff and booking with them. So then the next is agent benefits, which is probably where you guys all want to click and learn about. So you have VE rewards, which is Vacation Express rewards. It'll tell you it's a newer program with them, and every booking that you do with them, you get points towards free travel. So that's, and you don't really have to keep track of anything. They keep track of it for you. So that's nice, but you can do individual or FIT bookings or qualifying group bookings, and it tells you how to go about that. So like hotel only and package bookings, which are flight and hotel, you earn 3,000 points per adult traveler. So if you have 2 adults that are traveling, you're going to earn 6,000 points towards free travel. So that's always, and this tells you how to get extra points, and then it tells you how the whole program works down here. So that's a great site if you have a few minutes. You know, that's a great page to just kind of click through and kind of learn all the back sides to that. And then we have the, that's still in VE rewards. You have the fly free programs with an agent. So if you book 5 qualifying bookings, then you get to fly free with them. That's usually always, well, it is always on a charter booking. So you have to find the city where they do the charter bookings out of, and help, you know, be able to do that. Fly free groups. So similar to your book 5 fly free program, if you do have a group booking, there are ways to earn your passengers free airfare with that if you have a group booking with them. But a lot of that is just make sure you read, and that you read all the restrictions, because there are going to be restrictions on it. Of course, it's going to be based on availability and etc. So make sure that you're reading up on all of that. And then freebies. So booking with Vacation Express is a rewarding experience. Obviously, you earn 1 free night for yourself and a companion for each qualifying booking you make with Vacation Express. So it will tell you to qualify, your clients must travel for the number of nights specified by the hotel. So the hotel makes this rules on if you earn the free night or not. It's not Vacation Express. They're just passing this along. For example, if your clients book an all-inclusive stay for 6 nights or more at the Royalton Luxury Resort, you will receive 1 free night to that resort for you and a companion at that resort that you booked. You must be an active agent and still be in good standing with Vacation Express to claim that. And how do you earn your freebies? You make a booking with Vacation Express at a qualifying hotel. It gives you a list of hotels. We'll see that here in just a second. After your clients have traveled, you will receive a freebie voucher for that hotel, and you actually get those vouchers. I think it's in the mail or via email. Each freebie is valid for 1 free night. You can combine them. So let's say, you hold on to one and I think you have a year to use them if I'm not mistaken. And then let's say you get 3 or 4, you can combine them for a 3 or 4 night stay. It doesn't just have to be a one night. Tells you how to redeem your freebies. You go to the redemption form, you fill out the information. It is required with the required information no more than 5 days prior to your travel date. So you can't make it a year in advance. It has to be a fairly short time span of travel. So it's 45 days prior. You will need the booking numbers found at the top of your freebie voucher. So it will have on the top of the freebie voucher, it does have the booking numbers printed. You cannot contact the hotel directly because they don't deal with that. For reduced agent rates for extended stays, please reach out to the hotel directly. So you can book your freebie, say you had 4 nights, but you wanted to stay 7, you can contact a hotel directly and get a rate with them for the additional 3 nights. All freebie vouchers are for all inclusives unless otherwise noted with EP, which is European plan. The room category for free bookings will be the hotel's base room category. So it won't be a suite. It's going to be a superior room or something similar. That doesn't mean that you can't probably upgrade when you check in, but just know that that will cost you extra money. For a contracted group, so let's say you have 25 rooms and you're going to do a big contracted group with Vacation Express. If you want the group freebies, it does have to have a G after the hotel, and that means that they give out the same specifications. If you're just doing an express group, which means just usually a smaller group with some different pay schedules, the freebies will follow the individual booking rates. Are there any fees for freebies? A $50 per person processing fee is required if redeeming a freebie for one hotel. So it's the processing fee for the voucher. If you wish to use a freebie at a second hotel per trip, an additional $25 per person will be added to the maximum processing fee of $75. So it's just them going back in and basically paying for the processing fee, similar to Marnie's vouchers. Are there any restrictions on them? You must be an active agent within good standing to Vacation Express. Obviously, you do have to travel during low season, so you can't travel over spring break or Christmas or New Year's. It does tell you that you can travel between May 1st and November 20th, which is summer season, and November 27th through December 15th. So that break between Thanksgiving and Christmas, which is usually pretty slow. Vouchers are valid for 12 months after your client's departure date. So that's what we talked about earlier. Blackout dates, different things. You guys can read through all of this yourself, but it gives you an idea of some of the perks that you can definitely use. And then President's Club. So let's say that VE Vacation Express becomes your preferred supplier. You don't book FunJet anymore. You don't book Apple Vacations anymore, etc. You solely go to Vacation Express. You can become part of their President's Club. And it tells you what the extra, you get extra benefits for that. So like in 2021, if you had, let's say you booked 150 to 250 passengers, you do get rewards and awards and different things like that. So keep that in mind, and additional coupons and additional stays and different things. So President's Club is a great thing to have if you can reach that. And then the Pepe Club is an elite group of travel professionals recognized by VE for outstanding service and productivity. Once again, it's a goal to have. It's going to be hard as an individual, but I do know that Archer itself is part of the President's Club. So that gives us access to the President's Club fam trips and different things like that. So keep that in mind. They do also have a whole group service. So if you do have a group, let's say you have somebody that wants 15 rooms in Cancun, you can go in here and click on group information and see what the terms and conditions are of groups, how they handle groups a little bit differently with insurance, etc. And you do have your own contact information solely for groups. So, which is, a great thing. They talk about the traditional versus contracted group insurance, pricing breakdown, etc. Sales support. If you want to go in here and we can find our BDM and you know, if you need to reach somebody about a hotel, etc., or if you need to contact sales support, this is where you would do it. Training and education, they do have webinars that have been recorded, so you can basically on demand, you can go in and you can view a training webinar on groups. You can go in and view on the rewards that we just talked about. You can go in and review on those. You can watch a webinar on just going through the basic booking portal, which we'll go through here in just a second. You can also do certain hotels and destinations. Let's say somebody's asking you about a hotel and you don't know. You can always get onto Vacation Express, look up that hotel, see if they have an on-demand video, watch it right then and there, and go from there. So that's a great thing to have. It talks about the Catalonia hotels. If you want to know anything about Aruba, they have one on there. So it breaks it down here, and you can see what they have. They also have archived. So there's quite a few more. Maybe you don't find what you're looking for right away. You can go in and look at that. And so that's all the groups. Sales support, we talked about, training and education, and then of course, marketing tools. So you can go on here and do promotional flyers for, which are PDFs you can download to your computer and print them off. They talk about the airport transfers. They talk about maybe you have somebody interested in Barbados, wellness resorts. Maybe you want to do a, you know, a table at a spa retreat or something like that. You can go in and print this PDF and hand it out as promotional material. Popular resort brands, same thing. This tells you when the nonstop charter flights are and what cities they depart from. So let's say you are in Nashville and you want to see when those flights go. You can use this. You can print this out and use it as promotional material, maybe to put together a group. But they're going to fly from Nashville to Cancun on a 6-night stay every Sunday between May 22nd and July 31st. So you could put together a group out of Nashville to go to Cancun on those dates, and everybody could be on the same flight. Same with Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. They're going to do a 7-night stay leaving every Saturday between May 21st and July 30th. So that's something to keep in mind. But it breaks down all the cities that they do charter flights out of. And different cities have different locations and different dates. So keep that in mind too. You can do, that's where we just were, informational flyers. So this is just for you. Maybe you want to have a cheat sheet with, you know, at your fingertips. A lot of people say, hey, I have a family of 6. We've got 4 kids. We want to stay all in the same room. This little flyer right here is going to tell you what hotels and what location have rooms that'll hold that many people, because a lot of resorts don't have a hotel that will hold that many people for you. Cancun's probably going to be your biggest, and then of course Dominican Republic. But that's going to be great information right at your fingertips, so that you don't have to go and hunt that out yourself. Then you've got all kinds of things in here that you can click on and look at. You've got virtual backgrounds if you want to put something up on your computer. You've got social posts that you can take from them. So you can steal any of this and post on your social media. Keep calm and travel on. It's going to say Vacation Express on it, but you can go ahead and brand yourself and say, you know, hey, I'm so-and-so with Archer Travel. I can help you book Vacation Express. Vacation Express only books through travel agents, which is a big plus. They do not book through the general public. Destination maps. If you're wondering where you, look at north of Cancun. So it will give you what resorts are located where, which is huge. If you have somebody that says, you know, I want to be between Cancun and Tulum. I want to be between Cancun and Playa del Carmen. What resorts are, you know, sit in that area? There's so many resorts. You're not going to probably know that off the top of your head. And if you do, congrats. You're way on top of it more than other people, but you can click on here and find out. So they want to be north of Cancun. They want to try something different. All of these resorts listed on this flyer are going to be in that area, and you can send that over to them, maybe price out a couple of things and send them a quote with those resorts. So then you also have your resources. You have a Q&A section. Of course, you have your credit card authorization and disclosure form. They do require this to be filled out if you have a last minute booking, and I think it's within 7 days of departure, so that they will authorize the tickets. It's just a same thing as our credit card authorization. You should fill out both. That way you're covering yourself with Vacation Express too. It's just them covering themselves to make sure it's not a fake booking. Key contact people, and then just a little bit about Vacation Express itself. So you can't order brochures from them right now because of course everybody went to online brochures, which is, you know, not great, but hopefully they will bring that back. But lots and lots of information. If you don't want to, you know, click through all of the back, you can click down and do the drop down box of hotels. It will give you a list of hotels that they carry in, say, Cancun. Of course, AI means all inclusive. AO means adults only. And then family plan for the FP. So, and then it'll break down your kids' age. If somebody says, hey, I want my kid to stay free, they still have to pay air and taxes, but I want my kid to stay free and they are 15. Well, some of these that only go up to a kid's age of 12 isn't going to work for them. But some of your resorts consider 17 and under kids. So that would be what you want to look for when sending out a quote to a client. So that's always there. Got tons of windows open here. Do you guys have any questions so far?
I don't. This has been all good.
I know I clicked through it pretty quick, but so we're going to do just a mock booking with them so you guys can see what their whole booking engine looks like. We can do, so we're going to do a package. Obviously, we're going to do, I'm signed in as myself. So I'm signed in as my travel agent, so they know that I'm an actual travel agent. I have clients that contacted me yesterday, and we're going to just kind of run with this since this is what I have. And then if anybody has any clients that need some pricing, we can definitely price it out while we're on, and you can kind of see how that works. But I have a family of 4, 2 adults, a 21 and a 19-year-old. They want to stay in the same, they want like a 1-bedroom villa or some sort of suite with a separate bedroom. They are leaving from Austin, Texas. They want to go anywhere warm. We looked at, I'm going to do Dominican Republic because we're going to have more options there just to price it out. So I want to do Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. They do want to leave the 12th of March for 7 nights, returning on the 19th. We do want to only do 1 room. We are doing 4 adults because, you know, the ages, they're not going to be considered children. We want to do any airline economy, and we want to exclude basic economy. So basic economy, remember, with basic economy, they can't make any changes. They usually can't check any bags, all for extra cost. So I always exclude basic economy. You're simply going to hit continue. It's going to take it a minute to think. I know what my price was yesterday, so I'm interested to make sure that it's still the same price today because I'm waiting to hear back from her. So I'm hoping. And guys, while this is thinking, Vacation Express has a Facebook group solely for agents. So keep that in mind. I would log in and find them on Facebook. They'll ask you a couple questions to join. People post all the time, get help with bookings, ask questions about certain resorts, etc. So that's a great Facebook page to follow. So it pulls the air. It's going to pull the cheapest air possible for me. That doesn't mean that that's the air that I want to use. So I'm going to look up here, leaving from Austin, they're going to have to make a connection through Miami. Doesn't surprise me. Into Punta Cana, 7:20 arriving in Punta Cana at 328. That's not too bad. It still gives them the evening by the time they get to a resort and have dinner. Return times are excellent. It gives them most of the day at the resort. Changing planes again in Miami on the return, arriving in Austin at 11:30 in the evening. That's pretty good. We can leave that. So I'm not going to do anything with that at the moment. I'm going to look at resorts. It's going to price me all hotels right now. I want it to include the taxes and transfers. It's going to break it down by hotel name and room and rates. So what I want to do is I'm going to go up here and click on Punta Cana because that's the area that they want to be in. If they wanted to be in the Cap Cana area, I could click on that and it would take away all the other hotels, or La Romana. But I know that they want to be in the Punta Cana area. So I'm going to click on that instead of all hotels. That gives me a little bit more defined search. I do know that they want some sort of suite or 1-bedroom villa, that type of thing. I can't break that down right up through here, but I can most definitely scroll through here and I see that the Iberostar Dominicana has a 2-bedroom family suite. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. What I priced yesterday. Let's see.
My question.
What I priced yesterday was the Hyatt Ziva Cap Cana, which is highly rated for families. And when I was searching this yesterday, I saw all the different room categories that they have. So what I priced yesterday was I priced a ocean view 1-bedroom Grandmaster. They have an ocean view 1-bedroom master suite. But the Grandmaster, after I read, you can click on this and you can read the room categories and what the special is about that room. The Grandmaster is actually in the corner, so it's all windowed on 2 sides, so they're going to have a better view. That's kind of why I picked that one. It tells you the size of the room. That's a pretty large room at 1,345 square feet. So it is a 1-bedroom. It has a king bed in the actual bedroom with a pull-out sofa bed, which is perfectly fine for them. They do get butler service with this room category and club level extras. So you can read all about that. That's something you would want to tell your client if you're, trying to sell them that room category. So I'm going to click on this, and then I would click select because that's the room, that's the hotel that I want to pick. It's going to price it out without having a mini stroke on what the price is. Remember, if you guys are going to price anything with kids, you have to know what the kids' ages are. And when you go into the very first screen when you're putting in your information of where they're flying from, the dates, etc., and 2, they're going to ask you for your kids' ages. So you have to make sure that if you're trying to do a quote with children, that you do know their actual age at time of travel, not the age at the time of booking, but the age at the time of travel. So you have your selected hotel, which is what we did. We did the Hyatt Ziva Cap Cana. We have 7-night accommodations for 4 adults occupying 1 room. It is an ocean view 1-bedroom Grandmaster suite, all inclusive. Here's my dates: the 12th of March, 2022, checkout 19th of March, 2022. This includes, they have a promotion going on, which it says the price includes the Ready Set Summer Sale. It gives me a slight breakdown, exactly what we looked at for the room. It's 1,345 square feet, corner views, etc., etc. Talks about my air up here. Airline fees, baggage, and other services are not included. So your clients are going to pay for a baggage, obviously. Here's what you want to look at. You want to look at the payment schedules and terms. So deposit, what day it's due, which would be today because it's going to be the airfare, the majority of the airfare. So your deposit is $1,198 per person. Keep that in mind. Final payment is due February 10th. They do not care how they get that money as long as they have the remainder of the payment paid for by February 10th. So if your client wants to go in and pay $500, or that once you have to make the payment. So if your client wants you to go in and make $500, every 2 weeks, you can do that. If they want to pay, say they want to pay, okay, I'm going to pay $5,000 today. You can pay more than deposit. You just can't pay less than deposit. And as long as Vacation Express has all their money by February 10th, they don't care how they get it. So keep that in mind. Quad means 4. So 4 adults, this is what it's pricing out at. Taxes and fees. So the actual vacation is pricing out at $2,882 per person. Your taxes and fees are $173 per person. So that's times 4. That's where you get the $692 from. You have round trip shared transfers that's been added. That's $25 per person. You can remove that if you'd want to and upgrade, or you can leave it the way it is. You can add an additional service charge if you would like. You don't have to. I usually don't, unless it's just something, totally off the wall. But right here would be where you add your additional service fee. So your total package price is $12,320. And that's actually cheaper than what I had come up with yesterday. So maybe my flights were off just a touch. But this is great news for me because I was afraid it would be more. Your commission amount, this is going to tell you what your commission amount is. You're going to make $1,198.92 of that. And then of course, with Archer, you would get paid 80% of that. Not too bad for, at the very max, 2 hours worth of work, 2 to 3. And the net amount is minus the commission, but you want to make sure that you're paying VE the full $12,320 so that you get your commission rate. You can hide this agent detail if you want to take a screenshot of this and send that to them. You can take, you can get rid of that. So all they see is the total package price. But you want to make sure that you know what your commission is and all of this. And this is why I would print the screen for myself and keep it in their file. So let's say that they're not ready to book like my client yesterday. You can actually just save this itinerary. You don't have to put names in here. You can save it for yourself for later. So like when my client calls me back today or tomorrow, I've saved the itinerary from yesterday. I'm going to go back in and pull it up that way. It will reprice for you so that when you go to book it, so it could be higher or lower depending, how long it takes them to get back with you. Remember never to guarantee pricing. You're always going to tell your clients that prices are subject to change until payment is received. So you always have that gateway. If you were ready to book it right now and your clients had credit card in hand, you could click book it. It's going to take you to the screen to fill in names, etc. And you would follow through with all of that, their billing address, their age, their birth dates, their full names as they appear on the passport, etc. But down here is where you're going to try to add in extra commission for yourself. So if they want insurance, which we especially ask that you sell insurance right now with everything going on in the world. This is all their insurance plans. If you're not sure exactly what they cover, you can click on that and it's going to show you what that vacation protection plans includes. So you can give that to your client as an option. Because what they do is they have some that give the full price back and some of them give a travel voucher back. Some of them get, nothing back. So it really just depends. It's just going to cover them while they're in travel. So you want to make sure that you are familiar with that and find out exactly which one your client is asking for. Let's say they don't want to do a shared transfer, especially maybe they're leery with COVID. They want their own private transfer and only want to be in a car by themselves. Up here's where you're going to find private transfers and the extra that it costs for that, because of course there is an additional cost for that. You can do a reduced deposit plan. It's going to add on $25 per person. Let's say, I want to book this trip, but your client says, I don't have $1,198 per person to make on the deposit. you can add, or VE will add $25 per person and bring that down, that reduced deposit. If you're old fashioned, which I usually love this, you can get paper documents sent to them. Maybe you want to send them a care package with their paper documents. It's a $20 one-time fee. I personally, as an agent, I'm making $1,100 off of this booking. I would pay that $20 fee to get those paper documents. If maybe this is a first-time client that I know is going to be a repeat client, I'm going to get those paper documents sent to me. I'm going to put together a little care package, like if they have kids, send a beach ball still in the package, maybe flip-flops, sunscreen, something along those lines, and mail them the paper documents if you want to do that. Paper documents are definitely not required, but it gives, sometimes people like to have them in hand. Let's say you want to sell them some activities while they're there. You can book, this gives you an opportunity to book a couple things for them. You do make commission off of that, so keep that in mind. Let's say they want to do a catamaran. Oh, let's see. Let's do the shark and ray experience. So all 4 of them want to go and swim with the sharks and the stingrays. 4 people, $105 per person. You get to pick the date that they do that. So they arrive on the 12th. They want to do it the next day, which is the 13th. Perfect. That's pre-populated. You could change it to whatever date while they're there. You're going to click add on that. And it's going to take it a minute, and it's going to add in to the top. After you book it, it's going to add in, there it is. So it added in that, and there went your commission. Your commission just went up because you sold them a excursion. So keep that in mind. You can go back down here and you can delete that if you wanted to take that off. But that's how you would add in extra commission for yourself. You could also do that. Let's say you're doing that as a gift to them. You can book an excursion, a much less costly excursion. Usually they do a little bit of the higher priced ones on this screen, but you could also, find an excursion via Viator or something like that and book it for them as kind of their gift to you if you didn't want to send them anything else. Of course, you don't have to send your clients anything. You can send them a thank you card when they return and call it good. So that's kind of the breakdown of booking a vacation with Vacation Express. Like I said, if we were ready and we had everybody's names and all of that, we would click the book it number or the book it icon there. And then it's going to take you to this screen, which is going to give you the package summary. This is why we have to purchase the air right away, because it is an instant purchase fare. So that's why the deposit is so expensive. So keep that in mind too. They're usually less expensive, but the deposit becomes more expensive. Excuse me. So here's the breakdown of your hotel again. Here's where you're going to put in your contact information because you want to be the contact for that vacation. You're going to insert, you're going to insert all of their information here, their emergency contact information with the phone number. If they have, sorry guys, if they have frequent flyer numbers with the airline that they're flying, you can put that in there along with the frequent flyer number.
I have a question.
Yes.
So with this form, like with this form that we're filling out on the website right there, do we have
Yes,
to,
ma'am.
do we have to do the original form, or it's like the commission form or something like that? We have to do.
Yes, you still will do the commission form to send over to Archer.
And that's the only 2 forms that we have to do.
You'll want to do the commission form, and you'll want to do the credit card authorization form. So you have to fill out this form to make it a complete booking. And then you're going to, thank you. And then you're going to fill out, before you collect payment, you need to get your credit card authorization form from them. And let your client know that you are charging their credit card. Then you're going to fill in everything. Usually what I have my clients do, especially if it's a first-time client, I will have them either send me over via email with everybody's names spelled out, birth dates, phone numbers, address, all of that. They're not putting a credit card, information in that email, but that way they've typed everything to me. So I'm just going to copy from that email how to spell the name. Now I do reiterate with them. I call them up and say, okay, I have, John Smith as passenger number 1. His middle name is, Nathan or whatever. And this is how I've spelt it. So you're actually confirming twice that you have the correct spellings. But that's just the way I handle it. And then you're going to have your commission form after you complete the booking. You're going to have your commission form and you're going to fill that out and hit submit, and then that goes to Archer. So you really have 3 forms to fill out. You have Vacation Express form, your credit card information, your credit card authorization form from Archer, and then your commission form. Did that help, Kendra?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So then you're going to fill this out. Let's say they have a hotel request. Maybe they want 2 queen beds instead of a king bed. Maybe it's an anniversary. You could put that in here at the hotel request. Client celebrating 25th anniversary. Doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to get anything spectacular, or maybe they won't get anything at all, but at least you put it in there for them. You can always call the hotel when it gets closer to their departure date, reference the booking number and say, hey, can you please put a note on the reservation that it is their 25th wedding anniversary. Usually they'll put a little decoration on the door. It doesn't have to be for 25 years. It can be for any anniversary or a birthday. A lot of times you'll, walk down the hallways of some of these hotels and you'll see, they might have put a door decoration on, or maybe they did something inside the room, etc. So always put that in there: birthdays, anniversaries, honeymoons, anything like that. Air requests, you can put in some requests for the air. Usually that doesn't get noticed near as much as a hotel request, because the airlines aren't near as friendly as they used to be. But a lot of times you can put in there air requests that, maybe your passenger is not comfortable flying. Maybe they get air sick. You could give them a heads up with that, just so that the airline knows. And then of course, guide your client to be comfortable with that. You do have to click the terms and conditions down here at the bottom that's being hidden by the box that's shown, but you would click your terms and conditions and click book. It's going to come up with a booking number or reference number, your reservation number, and then you'll be able to send that off to your client. I can't go through the whole thing because I don't have clients' names, but that gives you kind of an idea of how a booking goes through Vacation Express. Any questions, guys? Does anybody have a booking that they're working on or need pricing on something, and we can walk through it together and we can see what comes up?
I do.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Let me get to that. Thank you, Shelley.
Yeah, let me get back to the first screen. A lot of times you have to Vacation Express, the one thing that drives me crazy with them is a lot of times if you don't click out of, if you do a start over, and let's see if it'll show it to me. So see where it says start over here? I wouldn't do that because it combines 2 itineraries together when you get to the end, and it's super confusing. So I always just go back to packages and start from here. And that way you run a little less risk of them pushing it all together. And a lot of times it's the browser. You have to go in and clear your browser. So we'll try it here. But what you got, Lisa?
Okay, so a destination or departure airport is Cleveland, CLE. Yeah. Cleveland, Ohio. Destination is Cancun.
What part of Cancun do you know?
I just know the hotel is the Maya Royale.
Okay.
I'm not sure which part. And I know this is for a group, and we can actually book it 4 rooms at a time.
Okay.
Correctly, to do it this way. So
What are the dates?
it's March 19th through the 26th.
So, and you can do up to 4 rooms with Vacation Express. So how many, you had how many rooms?
It will be 13.
Okay,
So you can go ahead and put double occupancy for.
let's do
of them.
4 of them
Yeah.
at double
Double
occupancy.
Yeah. I mean, there will be one room actually out of the 13 that will be a single, so.
Okay, well then let's, just so we
If
can see a
you wanna
pricing
go-
difference, we'll put
Yeah,
room
that's
number 4
Me too.
as the single at the time being. And you said it's the what hotel?
It's Maya, M-A-Y-A, Royale, R-O-Y-A-L-E.
Well, that's not what I wanted. All right, so they're not there.
Why did you put 4 rooms in two by two?
So she's asking for 4 rooms and how many adults are in each room? So there's 2 adults per room. So she's trying to come up with, it's a small group. It's actually going to be 13 rooms, but right now Vacation Express only allows you to book 4 rooms at a time. So let's say you have a family of 8 going and you want to put 2 people in each room. This is how you would do that and have it on one reservation with one reservation number. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so 4 rooms. She did say, Lisa did say she has 1 person that'll be a single in a room. So that's why on room number 4, we just did 1 adult in that room.
In the chat regarding maybe it's actually a clarified name somebody had just put in there. So maybe that's why.
Ocean Maya Royale, okay.
Yeah, it actually.
And that's actually, if it is Ocean Maya, it's down
It is.
in.
I'm sorry, it does say
Okay.
Ocean. Okay. I'm just trying to see what kind of magic you can do.
Well, you guys are putting me on the spot at the moment.
Sorry.
I know of Ocean Maya. We've actually stayed at the Ocean Coral Intercase and it was wonderful.
Nice.
The Ocean Maya is the actual adults only portion of that.
Okay.
That's something else you guys need to make sure that you're qualifying your clients so that you know what hotels to price for them, because obviously if there's kids, you don't want to send them a quote for a adults only property because that's going to cause a few issues down the road if that's the resort that they decide that they want. So there's the Ocean Maya Royale. Came up with Cleveland. Looks like you have to make a connection in Philadelphia before you get to Cancun. Those flights are mid-afternoon, really kind of depends on what your client's looking for. I would try to find them a morning flight just so that they have part of the day when they get there. So if we want to look at more flight information or more flight options, we would just click the more options tab right here. It's going to come up with several options to choose from, but it's also going to tell you if they're going to charge you more. So let's look. This is what we have is a 101. I don't want that. Option 2 is a 1216. That's not really gaining us anything. A noon departure, not gaining us anything. 1019 departure. Let's see what we got for morning here, if we have anything. Lisa, did they give you a budget?
No,
Okay.
I always ask that, but
We don't have a lot of morning options out of Cleveland as I'm looking here. Oh,
Looks
there
like
was a 7. I scrolled up too soon, but I saw a 7. Here we go. So there is way down here an option 50. We do have a 7 a.m. departure through Fort Lauderdale, but you have a 4.5 hour layover in Fort Lauderdale that gets them to Cancun at 322. Plus it's going to be an additional $93 per person to do that. Not sure if it's really worth it.
Right.
You know, 93, if it was $10 a person extra, maybe, But that's an awful long layover in Fort Lauderdale for a pretty extensive amount of money. So you can offer it to them and we can definitely price it and then go back and change the airfare. But I would not make that my first choice with that price going up that way. So just so that we can get something priced, Lisa, are you good with keeping this the way it is, the 101?
I do like the 105, the one down on option 2.
Option 2 departs at 12:16 out of Cleveland, goes through Miami and arrives Cancun at 8:30. And then a 105 departure return back through Miami and arrives in Cleveland at 11:30.
Yeah, let's just go with that.
Okay, so we just hit select. It doesn't show a price difference. It's the same price. So that works perfectly. It gets them there about 30-45 minutes before the other one. We'd already put in that we wanted the Ocean Mile Royale as the hotel. So it breaks it down here on the screen. You can see the different room categories that they have available. But let's say we want to know something about that hotel. You can click on the name of the hotel. It's going to pull it up right here. You can also click on more information. It's going to take you to this fabulous screen that breaks out all the information about the hotel that you would need. So it's going to give you, it's going to tell you that the hotel is only 2 floors high. It is considered beachfront. There's 6 restaurants to choose from. Guys, this is pretty important. If you have somebody going to Cancun for 7 nights, if they aren't specifically asking for a boutique hotel, meaning very small, you want them to have a variety of places to eat. So, somebody that's going to Cancun for 7 nights, 10 nights even, you don't want them to only have 3 or 4 restaurants to choose from, especially if they're doing all inclusive, because they're going to run out of choices and they're going to be upset with you because you didn't tell them that their choices are going to be limited. So make sure that you offer them, make sure you give them this information so that they can decide. So this resort has 6 restaurants to choose from. It is 320 rooms, which is considered on the smaller side for Cancun, not super boutique size, but not mega resort either. It is adults only. So 18 years and older. It kind of gives you a breakdown. It's 10 minutes from Playa del Carmen, which is awesome. And you're only 22 miles from the airport. So 30 minutes, 40 minutes, possibly for a transfer, which is a great thing. Pretty laid back. It does say it is a laid back resort. So there is going to be some activity in the pool during the day, but it's not going to be a constant party. So when you qualify your client, you need to understand, what they're looking for. They do have a privileged section of accommodation. So if somebody wants a higher end room category, you can tell them kind of what that's about. If they want to be in the privileged section, they don't necessarily have to be, but they do offer that. You can click on the rooms tab. It's going to break down, oh, it's not letting me scroll anymore. It's going to break down the different types of rooms. Let's say they want the privileged honeymoon junior suite all inclusive. Perfect. So here it is. They're going to have 1 king bed. They're going to have 24-hour room service. They have a coffee and tea maker, flat screen TV, free Wi-Fi, a hair dryer, individual climate control. They have docking stations, ironing board, which I don't do even when I'm not on vacation. So that wouldn't matter to me. They get a pillow menu so they can pick how many pillows and what type of pillow they want. They do have a private balcony or terrace, safety deposit box, which is pretty standard in Mexico. And then of course the stocked mini bar. They also get, with the privileged services, they get all of this above here too. So they get 10% off of spa treatments. They do have a bellboy service. They get preparation and cleaning of the room twice a day instead of just once a day. All different kinds of things, but that's what you're going to be selling to your client. So keep that in mind. you can click on the all-inclusive tab. It's going to go through kind of what is included in the all-inclusive. Remember, if you've sat in on any of the all-inclusive trainings, that there are different categories of all-inclusive. So you want to make sure that you're reading this well. All the meals and snacks, non-motorized water sports, that's a big one. Nightly entertainment, unlimited domestic drinks. They do have a gym and fitness centers that's free to use. Your hotel's taxes and gratuities. Gratuities are included in this. Doesn't mean that they can't, tip extra if they feel like they would like to, but they don't have to since the gratuities are included. Stocked in-room mini bar, organized activities from the entertainment group, and then they also have tennis courts at this resort. If you want to click through some of the pictures, you can see the pictures at the top. Looks like a pretty nice resort, actually. So guys, take a look at I can't enlarge this picture, but take a look at this. There's not a big stretch of beach here. So keep that in mind. That's why you want to look at pictures pretty closely and take into consideration. It is considered beachfront because it's right on the water, but it does look like you have to walk off to the side a little bit to get a little stretch of beach. My husband and I are not beach people. We like to walk along the beach in the mornings, but we don't hang out in the ocean during the day. We're more pool people. So for us, this wouldn't phase us at all. We'd be like, that's fine. But if your people are going to solely stick their feet in the sand and be in the ocean all day long, this might not be the choice for them. And that's your responsibility as a travel agent to kind of know that. So pictures are worth 1,000 words. Make sure you study them. Google the resort off Google, look at people's pictures. TripAdvisor is good for that. If you want to read reviews, keep in mind reviews, most people that review are only going to review about the bad. So keep that in mind too, but you can pick up tips and tricks from some of the reviews on location and different things. So something to keep in mind there. Services and facilities, it'll talk about what they have. So they do have 2 pools at the resort. They do have the gym, they have a salon, they have group and meeting facilities. If maybe you're putting together a group that want to meet up for, some sort of meeting. They do have a car rental desk. They do offer wedding services. They have a gift shop and a spa, and they do have a laundry service. So in case your clients are there for a long period of time, they can pay. That's what of course, the $ means if they want to pay for some laundry services. Bars and restaurants is the other tab you'll really want to concentrate on, just to be able to tell your clients, how many restaurants they have to choose from. We already saw that they have 6. Keep in mind that all 6 of those restaurants are not open for every single meal. So it will take you down through all the list of the restaurants. So La Hacienda is the buffet restaurant. It's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It gives the hours there. You have a Japanese restaurant that's only open for dinner. Looks like you have a Mexican specialty restaurant that's open as a snack bar during the lunchtime and then dinner only. An Italian restaurant's open for dinner only. A romantic restaurant, the Blue Moon, dinner only. And then you have limited breakfast options, obviously, which is usually fine for most people. And you have 2 options, it looks like, for lunch. You do have a coffee bar, and which kind of is funny because if you guys read that really close, it says the coffee bar is only open from 4 p.m. until 11 p.m. I'm going to guess they're open in the morning for coffee, but who knows? It is Mexico. Lobby bar open 24 hours a day. The Aqua Lounge is open 24 hours a day. There is the pool bar that has snacks by the pool for cocktails at 10 a.m. through 6 p.m. and then a juice bar. So keep that in mind, something to, tell your clients on what options that they have. And then activities and recreation, let's say somebody says, hey, we're pretty big tennis players. Are they going to have tennis courts for us? They sure do. And they're actually lighted so they can play at night after some of the heat has went away. Scuba, they do give a beginner's lesson. They do have jet skiing available. It will be extra because it's a motorized water sport. Table tennis, sailing, the dollar signs out there, multi-sport court, dive center on site. So if you do have scuba divers, they'll be able to, you know, do what they need to do there. There is golf nearby. It's not on site. You can become certified for an additional money. Beach volleyball, kayaking, bocce ball, and snorkeling. Snorkeling, the dollar sign, it is a non-motorized water sport. You're probably paying the Mexican tax on that they give to the government to help preserve the reefs and things like that. So it's probably very minimal amount. Usually it's like $3 or something. So, but something to keep in mind. And then it tells you, it breaks it down again, and it tells you where you can get golf if you have a golfer, where the nearest golf course is. If you wanted to know more, they talk about the spa. It's not going to break down, you know, every single treatment, but it will give them an idea of, you know, what the spa is like. So that's always something great to have in mind when you are looking at a resort. So let's, Lisa, do you know, do they want just a standard room?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna just look at you. Do you think they want ocean view?
Which was on. You know, just whichever, you know, because we'll be doing this again, you know, so.
Right. So what I would tell them is, so we can look at just the Maya Deluxe room, which is a standard room. The Deluxe / Superior is pretty interchangeable when you talk about room categories in Mexico. So keep that in mind, guys. If you start looking at a different resort and it says, if it says Superior, it's basically the same thing. So let's look, oh gosh, I'm trying to run my calculator and. So there's an $87 difference. I'm not good at math, so I couldn't do it in my head, but there's an $87 difference between the ocean view and the standard room. So Lisa, you can keep that in mind and let your clients know that when you send them a quote. But we're gonna price out the actual standard, just the regular Superior Deluxe room. So we're gonna hit select because we've already looked at our flights. We're gonna hit select. So we have our flights up here and they combined it. So see what I mean by Vacation Express combining two reservations. So I did not log out and log back in, which a lot of times they'll tell you to do, but we can still figure this out. So you know that you're going to Cancun. So you see your flights here, the 19th of March through the 26th. We have our room down here of Ocean Maya Royale. It added all this together, but you could go and see what just your people are doing. So you would want to obviously not look at the top line. You would want to look at your single person, Lisa, would be paying $2,358 for the week with air. We don't have insurance on this yet. Your double occupancy, so 2 people in each room, their grand total for their room is $4,366.
Thank you so much.
Yep. So let's do this because this is, we're going to do Cleveland. Cancun. And you said what date? Is it the 12th?
Let's see here. Sorry, it is March 19th through the 26th.
We know exactly what we want, so this won't take any time at all. Let's see if since I hit start over, let's see if it combines it. Carolyn, did you have a question? Or Jenna, or is it Aya? Does anybody have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. That's a lot of information to absorb.
It is a lot of information to absorb. A lot of it's just going in and playing with the system. You're never tied to anything until you put people's names in a payment, obviously. So I would go in, and practice just making up, thinking and pretending that you had somebody call you and want to go somewhere. So, all right. We have this. We know we're going to do. This is an alphabetical. Let's go down here to Ocean Maya. There it is. We just want to do the deluxe. We knew it was $87 difference for an ocean view. We're going to click on select. So here we have our airfare, we have our hotel. It gave us just a one hotel price. So that's what we were trying to shoot for here. I'm not sure why this is saying 7 adults.
Because we did 3 double rooms and then 1 single.
Okay, so total. But so your single person is going to pay $18.01 for the single room. The 3 double rooms are going to be $32.52 per room. It gives you the breakdown over here of what it is per adult. Your taxes and fees are $145 per person. So that's the total for the seven of them. And then if they wanted the shared transfers, like what we talked about, it would be $37 per person. So this is the total amount for the 7 of them. And then we also showed a while back, if you wanted to add a service fee, you most definitely can do that. But this is the grand total for the entire package. So your total package would be $12,831. Your commission from that would be $1,275. And then it gives you what the net amount is. Somebody. I will get to the question about Miami here in just a second, Carolyn. So like I said, if you wanted just to save this itinerary, you could click on save. It'll let you save it. And then, or if you had everybody's names, you could go ahead and book it. It would break it down by room. So you could add everybody's name to what room they wanted to be in and add payment that way. If you want to add on insurance, this is where you're going to add your insurance and it's going to change it up here. Let's say they want to do the VPP plus with air and land with supplement, which you can click on that if you're not sure what that is and read about that insurance type. It's going to be an additional $209 per person. You're going to click add. It's going to recalculate everything for you. It'll take it a second. It'll pop up here. But notice your commission went up because you added insurance into the booking. So keep that in mind. It's not a benefit just for your clients. It's a benefit for you because you get commission out of it. So keep that in mind. And then like we talked about before, if you wanted to add any excursions for your clients, if you want to talk them into that, you would also get additional commission on that, which is always nice.
Thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but that way you kind of get a base price. And then, I would go into one other vendor. I would keep this in mind and know what you are pricing out. make sure you go into one other vendor and price the exact same flight so that you're comparing apples to apples and see who you have that's, who's the best price. All right, we had a question in the chat box about where can I go to book for a small group of 7 people to Miami Beach, August 29th through September 4th. I would do FunJet for that, Carolyn. And you can do, I don't know how you're breaking your rooms out. Usually every tour operator will let you book 4 rooms. So if you have 2, 2, and 2, which would be 6, and then the one person separate, or 3, 3, and 1, however your rooms are broken out, you should be able to do that via FunJet. I'm not sure where they're departing from, but FunJet or even Southwest Vacations would be your best choice for those. And then who else has a question? You can just unmute yourself and ask. Bahamas. You can do Vacation Express does Bahamas, and they also, so does FunJet and Apple Vacations, which I think next week we're going to touch on VAX and basically do the same type of training. But VAX also does Bahamas. Anybody else have anything else? Where are you flying from?
Down to the Bahamas.
I know, to the Bahamas from where? If you're going from the Bahamas to a different location, American Airlines is probably your best bet. So if you're flying out of Nassau to Miami, then American Airlines is going to be your top choice.
You have to look for a hotel.
You can do American Airlines Vacations through VAX, and they will be able to package that with a hotel.
Okay.
Yep, you would just go into VAX Vacation Access, click on American Airlines Vacations, put in Nassau as your, your departing city into Miami, and then you'd be able to also book a hotel. You could probably do a rental car if they want to drive it, which I would not suggest driving in Miami, but and then go from there. Marnie will have this recording. This is her Zoom, so she will have this recording and she will most likely post it to her YouTube channel.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. I think that's it. If nobody else has any questions, I know it's a lot of information. You guys can always reach out to me on Messenger if you have questions. I'm happy to help. And then I think next week we'll touch maybe on Apple or FunJet, one or the other, and then and go from there. So perfect, guys. I'm gonna hop off. Have a great rest of the day. And
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Lisa.
I wanted to ask you something, Marty. What was it?
I'm on what is it called? Accessibility training for handicapped accessible special needs training.
Okay.
So
You're
double
recording.
training today.
You're still recording, Marnie.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.